medical marijuana movement in the country. And I don't say that to slight the group I work with in any sense, but I would admit we've had our struggles. From my understanding, for years, I'm not sure what year they started, I think 1998 was the year they started, they've just been outstanding, and my business with them as well. They have been through a court trial and police raid. And in fact, I used that for mine. It was really important because they successfully argued that we as activists had a need to earn an income. Or no, I don't even, maybe not. Yeah, no, I think they argued that there's a need to earn an income. And they kind of helped break that one down. Maybe that was Hitzig. Oh, I'm getting confused. Anyway, I know they have a really great court decision. I wish somebody would transcribe it to English, though, when it would be accepted in court. So if anyone out there can do that legally, it'd be brilliant, because we kind of need that. No, I know what it was. Hitzig did the money. Their court case recognized that recommendations were an undue restriction upon a person's access to cannabis. That's what it was, and that's why it was so critical in my case. Because doctors can't be depended upon to recommend this as long as it's not an approved drug. They've said so themselves. So the courts, or Health Canada, forcing them to make recommendations is completely unreasonable. And we need to have it spelled out, because I think the judge in that case did a brilliant job. And so I thought to end with some of the faces of the future of medical cannabis in Canada in some sense, and maybe touch upon some of the issues that are coming up, because you've heard me say that I'm not really keen on using Compassion Club anymore. Well, Compassion Club has really started to come to mean for a lot of people any medical use, that you're being compassionate when you're selling cannabis to someone who's not having to go to the street, because you're providing some form of protection or convenience to them. So it's compassionate because you feel, you know, empathy for them, and you're doing it somehow in a public way or something, and that's been the argument to be used. And so Neil Magnuson down here, who does the Freedom Tour every year, he believes very strongly that Compassion Club should be selling to people that have drug addictions of any type, and that these clubs should be opening up and allowing people entry based on the idea that they have a medical need. I'm shifting to use the term medical pot dispensary, because to say medical is a stronger implication of a medical need that's being provided, and a distinction from what you may call, or has been come to known as more recreational or less serious medical. And again, Compassion Club can mean for many people more than just, you know, serious medical problems. Right next to Neil, we have Kirk Tusaw. Kirk is a young, keen lawyer who is likely to be involved in many cases over the next while. I would hope to think that the law won't last more than 5 years, but hey, Kirk is likely to help keep fighting when the laws come in, because they're not going to be good laws anyway when they start. So Kirk is someone of note. He was the principal lawyer in the VIX trial that I just watched last year. Jacob Hunter, beside him, is working with Mark Emery as one of his main activists over there. And then finally, at the far end, our friend Dana Larson, who was just last week here talking about his dispensary and prohibition. Dana didn't talk a lot about his dispensary, but I can't say enough about how happy I am to have another activist of my age and in many ways moderate idealisms coming into this. And Dana has many plans with his dispensary in Vancouver, opening up other stores and doing deliveries and all sorts of sort of keen ideas and good energy that we need in the medical marijuana movement here, because there's a huge need. Health Canada has admitted that there's a likelihood there's 1 million Canadians that qualify for their programs alone if the doctors would sign the forms. That means there's tens of thousands of jobs available to people to supply those needs. And really, in many ways, there's tens of thousands of us that are already supplying those million people. What the struggle is trying to make it so that we don't have to fear from the law, that we can provide the highest quality products, again, without fear of the law. And the changes that have been occurring here have been fascinating and incremental, and we're really excited to see the progression in the United States, because the medical cannabis in Canada and really legalization has been held back, not because of anything in this country. 93% of Canadians, generally speaking, believe in the medical use of cannabis. Our biggest hurdle has been the United States, not our own country. And so it's been great having all of these things occur in Canada, but the changes that will be occurring, I think, over the next 5 or 10 years are really going to pale in comparison to the last decade. But nevertheless, the last 10 or 15 years is really interesting to look at, because we've, I think, set a great foundation around us to really make some serious changes in Canadian healthcare, even, let alone Canadian law. And so, again, kudos to everybody who's taken steps on that path towards full legalization. And I guess next week is Hempology 101, and that's a wrap. So thanks everybody for coming out.